Good morning. Today is Monday, August 26th, 2024. The Tosher Rebbe, Rabbi Meshulum Lowe, led the Tosh Hasidim for many decades. It's a relatively small group of Hasidim. Their outlook and practices are similar to Satmar Hasidim, but of course they're much smaller. They live in an enclave near Boisbriand, just north of Montreal. The Tosher Rebbe passed away in 2015 and was succeeded by his son, Elimelech, Rav Elimelech Lowe, and Rav Elimelech Lowe is the current Tosher Rebbe. When people talk about the Tosher Rebbe, they're usually referring to his father of blessed memory. And like in many Hasidic groups, the Tosher Rebbe was a central figure for all of his Hasidim, all of his followers, teaching, guiding, inspiring, and very involved in decision-making, both for individuals and certainly for the needs of the community. His word was the final word. I heard this story from Rabbi Melech Biederman. In Tosh, of course, it's a self-contained community, and there are schools for all the children, Jewish schools, yeshivos. The principal of the boys' high school, this is a number of years ago, the principal of the boys' high school had a student who was not doing well. This boy was very, very difficult and was disruptive to others. And they tried everything with the parents, with counselors, and the situation deteriorated. And it was causing harm to other students, causing harm to the rest of the school. And the administration decided that they had to remove this boy from the school. He had to be expelled. There was no alternative. But they needed to get permission from the Tosher Rebbe, who was the titular head of the school as he was the head of the community. So any such final decision, the Tosher Rebbe had to make that decision. The principal went to meet with the Tosher Rebbe. He told him about the boy, what the boy had done, what they had tried to do to help. They talked about his negative influence on the other boys and on the rest of the school. Principal explained there was no solution in sight, and the staff had decided that the boy needed to be expelled, but of course he was there to ask for the Tosher Rebbe's permission. The Tosher Rebbe sat deep in thought for a few long moments, and the principal said to him, "What does the Rebbe say?" When speaking to someone like the Tosher Rebbe, his followers will speak to him in the third person. What does the Rebbe say we should do? And the Rebbe said, if he did as you told me, then he must be sent away. So the principal asks, so should we send him away? Because he needed explicit permission. So he said to the Tosher Rebbe, should we expel him? And the Tosher Rebbe didn't answer. And he sat and he thought. And after a while, the principal asked again, what should we do with this boy? The Tosher Rebbe repeated what he said, if he did these things, he must be expelled. So the principal says, so should I expel him? But the Tosher Rebbe just sat silent, thinking. Finally, the principal asked, what is the Rebbe thinking about? And the Tosher Rebbe said, I'm thinking to myself, if you had presented this to me differently, If you would have told me that there is a boy who is harming others, there's no way to help him, and he needs to be expelled. And then, if I were to ask you the name of this boy, and you would tell me his name is Elimelech, my son. I told you, his son is named Elimelech, and today Rebbe Elimelech is the new Tosher Rebbe. If you told me that the boy who was causing this problem was my son, would I also tell you to expel him? That's what I'm thinking to myself. And I'm thinking to myself, said the Tosher Rebbe, that I feel like this boy is my son Elimelech. And I can't tell you to send him away because he is my son. The principal left the Tosher Rebbe. He went back to school. He met privately with this boy. And he told the boy the entire story. He said, you know we've been trying to deal with you. You know that there are a lot of problems. There are serious problems. You know that you're harming other students, that you're hurting the school. We, the administration of the school, we decided you should be expelled. But I went to confirm it with the Tosher Rebbe. But the Tosher Rebbe said to me that he feels that you are his son. And he cannot agree to such a thing. The boy was astounded. The Tosher Rebbe knows everything that I did. He knows the harm that I caused, the difficulty that I'm causing to other students. He knows everything that I did, and he still feels that I am his son? This boy's behavior transformed overnight. And today he is one of the distinguished Jews of Tush. Now, this is so important for so many reasons, for teachers, for parents. It's applicable in many areas of life. But most importantly, and the reason that I share this with you this morning, is the words in this week's Torah portion, where God says to the Jewish people, Banim atem l'Hashem Elokechem. God says, you are my children. My friends, I wish you a great day, and I look forward to seeing you soon, in person.